Oh my goodness, folks. If you think living in California, the land of golden sunshine, blue seas, and Hollywood dreams, is paradise, then you haven't encountered a HOA Karen. HOA, short for Homeowners Association, is that neighbourhood council whose name alone reeks of bureaucracy, like a small but powerful government, scrutinising everything from fence paint to lawn height. And Karen? Well, you know, the kind of middle-aged or elderly woman who thinks she's the centre of the universe, ready to call the police for a child selling lemonade without a permit. And my story? It's the perfect combination of those two, with a touch of spooky Halloween for added drama. Let me tell you from the beginning, in a campfire storytelling style. But instead of ghosts, the ghost here is a 70-year-old woman with snow-white hair and a voice that could freeze Greek yogurt. My name is Alex. I'll use a pseudonym to avoid being sued by the HOA for invasion of privacy. And my wife is Jamie, a typical suburban San Diego couple where people live peacefully, own dogs, and annually turn their front yards into spooky Disneylands for Halloween. We've lived here for over 3 years and never had a problem. The neighbourhood is known for its extravagant holiday decorations. The neighbour on the left has a giant inflatable vampire. The one on the right has fake spider webs covering the garage. And us, just modest. A few LED pumpkins, some dangling ghosts, and a fake grave with the words "Rip boring neighbours." Not over the top, not noisy, and certainly not the kind of decorations that would make children cry. Yet, on a beautiful autumn afternoon in October 2025, with golden leaves falling and the Halloween spirit reaching its peak, my wife and I decided to spend an hour decorating. Jamie held the string of lights, and I was securing the fake skull to the lamppost. We laughed and joked, listening to Michael Jackson's Thriller through our Bluetooth speaker, feeling like we were living in the movie Hocus Pocus. Suddenly, from a distance, a figure approached. Not a ghost, but worse. An old woman in a grey wool coat, thick glasses, and an expression as if she had just swallowed a sour lemon. She stopped in front of our yard, hands on her hips, and without a greeting or a "Hello, I'm Mrs. Gertrude from the HOA Council," she went straight to the point in a stern, boarding school-style voice. "You two need to take down all these decorations immediately." Jamie and I exchanged glances like, what is this? Are we being trolled? But no, she was serious. We'd never met this old lady before. In our 3 years here, we knew everyone from the neighbour who had a weekend barbecue to the woman who cared for stray cats. But this woman? It was as if she'd crawled out of the HOA's underground bunker, only appearing when she smelled a violation. I tried to stay calm, smiled politely, because in America, you have to be polite even when you want to yell, and asked, "Excuse me, ma'am, but why? We decorate like this every year." She snorted, as if I'd just asked the stupidest question in the world. "The HOA's insurance premium has gone up. We're going door to door notifying people that decorations are no longer allowed, based on the notice we sent out." Notice? Yeah, she was referring to the second picture, a piece of paper covered in writing, probably an email or mass mailing that the HOA uses to intimidate people. I haven't even had time to read my daily emails, let alone that notification. But the reason for the insurance premium increase? It sounds like a child's excuse when caught stealing candy. I didn't eat it. The price went up, so I had to try it first. HOA insurance premiums increase due to many things: floods, California wildfires, or even inflation. Who would believe it's because of a few pumpkins in the front yard? The argument heated up from here. Jamie, usually patient, tried to explain. "But Mum, our neighbourhood has elaborate decorations every year. That house over there even has dancing zombies." The old woman shook her head, her eyes darting over our ghosts as if they were ticking time bombs. "No, this is a public area. Well, yes, anything outside the house is a public area, according to HOA regulations, meaning the council has the right to scrutinise everything from the trash can to the flower pot. But banning festive decorations? That's like banning children from eating candy on Halloween, utterly ridiculous. I, with my curious and somewhat stubborn nature, demanded, "Could you show me the record?" She reluctantly handed me the paper, a jumble of legal jargon about violations of CC&Rs, covenants, conditions, and restrictions, the neighbourhood's rules of cohabitation. I skimmed through it, trying to find which clause I had violated. "Grandma, what violation did I commit here?" She snatched the paper from my hand, a lightning-fast movement as if afraid I'd read a national secret, and pointed haphazardly at the entire contents. "The whole thing! This is public space!" "Oh, great!" like a teacher yelling at a student. "Violation everywhere! Don't ask why." We argued back and forth for a few minutes, with her repeatedly talking about liability risk, as if our fake ghost could come back to life and sue HOA for discrimination. Finally, she left, not forgetting to give one last sidelong glance as if to say, "I'll be watching you." We thought that was it. Maybe she was just putting on a show. But no, just an hour later, exactly 1 hour, as if HOA had a team of ninja mail carriers, our email inbox received an official Notice of Violation. Title: Cease and Desist, Unauthorised Decorations in the Common Area. The content is lengthy, citing all sorts of laws and demanding removal within 24 hours or face penalties. How much are the penalties? That's the best part. Now, moving on to the irony. California's flower houses, HOAs, are notorious for their ridiculous fines, like a $500 fine for lawns over 2 inches tall, or $1,000 for painting doors a different colour than approved. But in 2025, God, or rather Governor Gavin Newsom, intervened. This June, he signed Assembly Bill 130, AB 130, a law reforming HOAS, effective July 1st, 2025. And the highlight? A maximum fine of only $100 per violation for most cases. No interest, no late fees, and HOAs must prove the violation affects health or safety to charge higher fines. Halloween decorations? Please, unless your pumpkin contains an atomic bomb, it doesn't affect safety at all. This law is like a slap in the face to the Karen HOAs. They can no longer rule with fines. My wife and I burst out laughing as we read the letter. Jamie said, "Let's appeal, honey. It's only $100, cheaper than a ticket to a blockbuster movie." And me? I imagined that old lady sitting in the council meeting, her face flushed red because the new law had taken away her power. Appealing in the HOA is usually a whole lot of paperwork, submitting the application, attending meetings, then waiting for a decision. But with AB 130, the process has to be fairer, meaning we have a high chance of winning. We even considered just paying the $100 fine and keeping the decorations something like, "Thank you, HOA, for sponsoring our festival." Why not? $100 for an evening of kids laughing and neighbours praising it. What a great deal! But let's delve deeper into the dark humour of this. Flowers are born to keep neighbourhoods beautiful, but often turn into cosmetic police. In America, there are websites with millions of members sharing horrific stories. A dad fined for putting up a swing for his child. A mum reported for planting the wrong kind of flowers. And Karen? She's the epitome of manager mode culture. Always wanting to call the manager, always thinking she's right. In our case, that 70-year-old lady is definitely the Queen Karen of the neighbourhood. She probably wakes up every morning, goes on patrol with a magnifying glass, and jots down violations like a KGB agent. "Oh, number 42 has fallen leaves in the yard. Violation. Number 15 has a car parked an inch off centre. Fine." And Halloween, For her, this fun holiday is probably an insurance risk because children might trip over a fake ghost or pumpkins attract mice. Oh my God, if that's the case, then let's ban Christmas altogether because flashing lights can cause seizures. I'm not kidding. Under the Davis-Sterling Act, the main law governing HOAs in California, the council has the right to set reasonable rules about decorations. But what does reasonable mean? For us, decorations are a way to connect the community, kids running around, adults chatting, creating a cozy atmosphere amidst busy lives. For the HOA, it's a violation of public space where everything has to be uniform, like the military. AB 130 is our saviour. It prohibits fines exceeding $100 except in serious cases and requires the council to hold an open meeting to decide. That means, if we appeal, Karen will have to sit in front of us and explain why the fake ghost is more dangerous than herself. We decided to appeal, not because of the $100, but because of the principle. I drafted the petition citing the new law. According to AB 130, this violation does not affect health/safety, so the maximum fine is $100. Furthermore, the neighbourhood has a tradition of decorating, and your notice doesn't specify the particular clause. Jamie added, and that old lady snatched the paper from my husband's hand. Isn't that a human rights violation? We sent it in and waited. In the meantime, we kept the decorations, even adding a few spooky balloons to troll her back. The result? The council met. Karen was furious, but the law is the law. They reduced the fine to $50 for the first offence, and we won. The neighbourhood still had a spectacular Halloween that year. Even the neighbours held an anti-HOA party with Karen-shaped candy. The old lady, she still patrolled outside, but now she avoided our yard like the plague. The lesson learned. In America, you can fight bureaucracy with the law and a little humour. If you're in California and meet HOA Karen, remember AB 130. It's like Halloween magic, turning fines into jokes. And if you ask me if I regret it, not at all, because thanks to her, this story became a hit at the neighbourhood party. And next year, we'll decorate bigger with a fake ghost wearing a HOA-approved costume. Sarcastic, right? Right, because life is no fun without laughter.